Crowley Villa.
Well, at least it isn't the first time we're seeing it, thankfully, meaning some teams are willing to play it. Of course, this is definitely going to be a case where they're going to play it against a team where they don't have to show as much, which is a nice thing to do. Just try it out, play some stuff.
Lion getting banned by Kore. That was the operator they banned last time around. Now, I didn't do stat tracking personally for the match yesterday, the Team Secret versus Honor match, but every single match that I have stat tracked myself, Lion has been banned.
Yeah, it was pretty consistently banned. I believe there was at least one map they didn't ban Lion, and he was played, because I remember Lackey playing him quite a bit. So it was definitely a case where that was, allowed a little bit, but when it is, it tends to be used, and that's why you don't take any chances with it. You definitely make sure if you are not comfortable dealing with line, you get him out of there ASAP. But it also means another chance for Maverick here to come into play, so maybe we'll see that 6th picked a million times yet again.
Vertical running Maverick, but using 0 of his utility. I don't even think he pulled the blowtorch out once.
Yeah,
He's just going with the fragging from the M4.
I saw him looking at one hole, and I think it was just from Havana.
Oh, Clash being taken out by Kore. Interesting choice.
Wasn't even played last time when it wasn't banned, but this is a map where I could see maybe there's some good ideas for it. Do some peeking out, things like that, but we'll see how things shake down for this team. I do feel like this is a map where maybe they'll have a bit more of a chance because it's such an undefined map that Kore might be able to do some work, but it again is Mouse's map pick, which means Mouz are prepared to do what they want to do. Saw England maybe tease that Fuse. We saw him play a lot of Fuse back when he was still on CLG. Still trying to bring that, but not going to go for it so far unless he's 6th pick it. I do like Hicks's Fuse shield, for example. It has some interesting strats, and we could see that come out if they want to actually play a Fuse. Vertical not going to 6th pick the Maverick this time, just going to bring it right out and maybe stick on it. Should be interesting to see if he's going to continue with that, but no one's 6th picking just yet. And we're going to start on Aviator Games, which is not a huge surprise. It's a good bomb site, although in this case Mirror is banned, and that usually makes it a little bit harder.
It's the competitive bomb site.
It is.
Like it's
really
the ranked bomb site is what it is. I don't know the last time I saw or participated in a Villa game of ranked that didn't start on this bomb site.
You start on the reliable ones, and then you feel things out from there, right? It's a good way to go about it, just to make sure you know what you're doing. In this case, they probably are going to be bringing some impacts to try and deny, if they've been paying attention to Pro League at all in terms of this map and making sure that they know what to do to deny. They're not going to be bringing any thermite to do any kind of let's stick the thermite on the floor and try to open a wall from there. So if they can impact trick reliably, they might be able to stop some of those X-Kyros.
No, I mean, you're going to have Kit Kats have to stay on site in order to accomplish that. Then as the only set of impacts are going to come with the Legion.
Yeah.
Assuming that Kit Kats is running the impacts on Legion. But one thing that really does benefit Mouz here is that I know as a team, Mouz is far less reliant on attacking strats than they are on defending strats. A number of teams have that in common. And I know that with Mouse's reliance on those defensive strats, the fact that they only needed to defend 1 time on coastline, and now might even need to only defend 1 or 2 times as they will be defending for the second half of this game, that there's a high likelihood that they can hide a ton of strats. Vertical will take a goo mine to the foot and then get blasted by a yokai. He's just sitting on the wall next to the site of Aviator and just almost looked like they were waiting to see if somebody from Kore was going to push them. But looks like there will be some patience here, which is a bit odd for Kore, as they took a lot of gunfights on coastline when maybe they shouldn't have whatsoever. Also, there's no bandit or no bandit on the board, so it will have to be the mute jammers to possibly stop this hard destruction. But there we go. So we actually will see the blowtorch come out, but boom. No mute jammer on that wall to stop the X-Karos. Hyper gets the very first kill. That's on Horatio. The Jaeger is down. His gadgets will hopefully still be placed. Mute's not really doing too much to stop the drone work from Mouz. They'll be able to gather that information freely.
Nice early kills there coming out from Hyper. That is going to be denial of that gunvault play. Now they just got to swing their way in onto games, make sure that back of that bar is clear, which it is. And now they've got site control here. England could just get set up for this plant if he gets the backup, but he doesn't need it because they're just going to blast everyone to death before he has the chance.
And that's a 5-0 in terms of man count for Mouz. They don't lose a single person. Almost got traded to yet another skeleton key kill, which is, I think now we had 2 earlier on coastline, very nearly a 3rd. I don't know if somebody's stat tracking the amount of skeleton key kills that we see in one game, but I figure we're probably on track to break them.
Yeah, it's definitely doing quite well for the team. I mean, it's fun. Why not? Just bring it out if you can, if you have the opportunity, if you have that much aggression where you're able to get right up in their face that fast. I mean, it's obviously risky to bring a shotgun on attack as it is, so just having one underslung, you know, on your gun, might as well use it. Jackal also could bring out his ITA if he wants to get extra cocky, but I think it's more likely to see Scout and Kill. It's
hard to say.
No, I feel your pain.
It's hard to say.
I'm not going to try and say it anymore.
Just like saying legless, Legolas.
Yeah. Good thing you practiced that in the mirror this morning.
Let me tell you, I've never been more prepped for a match than I am right now.
Absolutely. Well, they are going to continue to try with the welcome mats. This time, it looks like they're going to go with no elite skin, possibly a different player playing it, so that maybe be
it was Kit Kats. It was Kit Kats running the Frost last time. You know that she has purchased the elite skin for Frost.
Obviously, a Frost.
Maybe some Rainbow6 creds need to be given to Jiggy Jam Bandito.
Yeah, he's got a. Maybe he can get some as a consolation prize.
Who knows? That's how we get paid. We don't actually get paid money. We just get paid renown.
Yeah, no, I just wish I could sell my skins right now.
Yeah. Here's something that I think is very interesting. Legless Legolas has gotten the drop a couple times on Coastline on various members of Mouz who will solo entry. They won't really drone in, they'll just kind of run in. Vertical was the unfortunate beneficiary of that twice. You're now bringing an operator that if you get a drop on a lone and isolated player, that can be particularly deadly. Not sure how much Kore would be able to capitalize on that, but bringing a Caveira is not bad. And I mean, hey, we just saw Jonas playing the Caveira in the Paris Major Finals. He got an interrogation.
Yeah.
On Evil Geniuses.
That's
on
possible.
Bank. It's one of their best maps. He interrogated them.
Why not?
So we'll see what can be accomplished from Legless Legolas, or if we are on a collision course right now. Got the shotgun out to do some pretty decent close range damage, though of course that pistol of Caveira does so much damage at close range. Remarkably high damage drop off though, so not always the best to take engagements from far away. A lot of vertical pressure is going to come out now. As you can see, that Vandal is just going to see one from above, and he is going to feast, and there's a skeleton key kill. Vandal's going to get number 3 on the day. That's Kit Kat's gone from action. The mute a bit hapless underneath the floor as it is torn out from above.
Reload. Well, so far, not a lot of surprises coming out from Kore. They have lost only one member so far, but this is only a minute of the round. Legolas needs to kind of bring out some surprise here to slow this down, because we've seen how fast their attacks have been. Giving them the opportunity to continue to be fast is definitely going to be a problem. He doesn't necessarily need to get kills, but there's a C4 to do it. Nicely done. That's the buck gone. No Scout and key kills this round. 2 from Horatio as Hyper is there to take out the Caveira of Legless Legolas. 3v3, but the biggest problem for Kore is that the net diffuser is down, but Horatio now picking up 3 kills. The Bandit is unstoppable. Tries to outduel England, but England will just fall off. Now Beastly seeing the Frost, and that'll leave just Horatio and Canadian Girl. Beastly takes out Horatio, so that hot hand to Bandit with the 3 kills will be silenced, just leaving the Legion. But there's still possibly Frost Traps down in a goo mine to stumble upon if you're Mouse, but England will secure that final kill needed to give themselves their 8th round in a row. It feels weird to say 8th round in a row in the case where it's just like, the map just started, but when you don't lose any rounds in the previous map, that tends to happen here. We'll see, though. We could see, again, some surprises. At least they're trying to be creative on some of their defenses. They're trying some different ideas. The mats, bringing out the Caveira, trying to do whatever they can to at least surprise. Like I said, that's their one asset. Doesn't seem to be happening. The C4, though, was a nice surprise for Mouse in terms of them just being predictable and getting caught off guard by that. See if Trophy works any better. Kitchen is not the best bomb site, though. So it is a wonder that they went with that versus going to Trophy Statuary next, but we'll see how they do on this one. This is not a bad bomb site, especially if they can maintain control of that bedroom for as long as possible or do some delaying of some sort. They don't have a lot of utility for delaying right now outside of the goo mines, but I suppose the Butte Jammers as well might slow them down, because we see, we do see the droning coming out from Mouse, but I don't think it's as critical. I don't think denying their drones is going to make a lot of difference to them walking in and shooting you in the face, but it gives you the opportunity for at least a little bit more surprise. And hopefully they can capitalize on that this round. But the Maverick, yet again, coming out from vertical. Haven't seen too much work with it, but this is a good map for it, like on the Aviator Games Push, for example. If they're going to try and deny that mall, you just poke a few little holes in it. Much harder for them to do that.
We have another update for you. This, I believe, is our final match that was be playing off stream. And our 4th team, joining Rogue, Team Secret, and Cloud9 in the quarterfinals will be Millennium. They defeat Space Station Gaming by a score of 2-1. Space Station Gaming won Map 1. Millennium stormed back to take Map number 2. And Map 3 needed every single round. Millennium squeezing out a victory, 7-6.
Well, so, SSG not out of it just yet. We'll see if they make a comeback. Should be interesting.
And we could possibly have a rematch of SSG versus SK. As long as SK is capable of defeating the BYOC team, that is going to be in their sights.
Yeah, we were just talking about that possibility earlier this morning. That should be fun. Well,
we'll see what can happen.
Yeah.
So Mousesports up 2-0. As you said, how strange it is to say 8 rounds in a row, but those are, of course, all consecutive. Horatio with the 3K last round is the only mark for Kore on the board at the moment.
Well, they definitely have a lot of potential to do some work with this map, but this being Mouse's map pick, these at least attack strategies are going to be pretty well organized, and there's a good early kill there, at least taking down one member of Kore to try and push in. You see how aggressively Vertical's just pushing on in here. It looks like he has some drones ahead of him though, so he's not just pushing in blind, but nonetheless, they are continuing their aggression right to the site. They're not even having to get it, or not even getting an opportunity most of the time to get a plant even halfway down. Yeah, you were mentioning how those mute jammers can be a hassle to deal with in terms of information gathering, but they're not really gathering a lot of information. It seems like for the most part, half of Mouz is just kind of running in, as you said earlier, face checking. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not working. The only real kills we saw, for example, coming out was like C4 getting from below. I'm not sure if he got the down there. It looks like he did, but he could not finish it off. He did get the down, of course, will not be notified, and because it was a bullet pen kill, he doesn't, or bullet pen down, he might not even know if the Legion was able to get away on time. Meanwhile, Jiggy Jam Bandito has been felled. That's Poppy Vandal with his second kill. It's Canadian Girl. And then Legolas downed and still waiting to be picked up. Kit Kats is the last woman standing. And there you have it. It's both Vertical and Hyper, as Legolas, who'd been downed earlier, finished off, and 9 consecutive rounds for Mouz in what is turning out to be quite a rout between these two teams. Well, unfortunately, we're not really seeing a whole lot of interesting play. It's more just kind of a frag fest here coming out from Mouz. We're just not seeing a lot of opportunity for Kore to do a whole lot. First off, because we're not seeing their attack rounds, because we're not really getting to that point outside of one round. After the switch, it would have been nice to see them start on attack on this particular map just to get some interesting variety from them, and the surprises are just not coming out too much from defense, which means it's mostly just watching Kore just get massacred as Mouz just walks around the map like, you know, Michael Myers over here just massacring person after person after person. It's, I mean, it's unfortunate. I would like to see a little bit more pushback from the Kore members, but outside of Legolas there, they're not doing a whole lot of pushing back in terms of surprising them with some of those roam plays. I think it's also been that Mouz has been entering through areas that Kore is just not anticipating. It's true. With the exception of Kitchen, it just looks like Kore keeps getting caught with their backs turned to the attackers. And I mean, it's hard for you to win a gun battle when you're not even looking at your opponent. Yeah, that tends to help. I mean, being a first-person shooter, you need to kind of face that direction to see and or shoot them. Yes, usually those things go hand in hand. Well, just pro tips for Kore to take into the future. Yeah. To try and look at your opponents. I did want to give a little bit of a plug to DreamHack here just for a second, because I know there are probably an abundance of people that are wondering where can you find the information about these games. At the conclusion of most off-stream matches, the scoreboard is being uploaded, or a picture of the teams being uploaded, to keep you abreast of the actual results of DreamHack Montreal. So if you're curious to know, how is your team doing? What are updates? Yeah. How are matches going? You can follow at DreamHack R6. All one word, DreamHack R6 on Twitter to get updates. It's a good resource to have available for you, as, yeah, like I said, they update you on scoreboards. You get to see how people do. You get to see nice pictures. There's some really wonderful photography that's being done here by DreamHack as well. Welcome to the internet. Welcome to the internet. It's nice when you have so many off-stream ones, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Shield of Vertical, as he will get off of the Maverick and just simply do the speedy blitz rush that we need. And Canadian Girl, well, she happens to tussle with a shield, and she'll lose that fight. Bomb located by attackers. Well, you never know. They could try and push back on him a little bit, but I think he just got a little sick of not using that blowtorch, decided to try and end this faster. But at least Legion's going to get some use here, getting that goo mine in and slowing him down a little bit. However, the rest of his team's just running around doing their work as well. Vertical's just kind of doing his own thing. It's a long-range shot from the P12 of Vertical. Doesn't seem to land much at all, as every member of Kore is still standing full health. But just as I say that, England whips out the Bearing 9 and will behead Legolas. That's a couple limbs that he'll be missing as he gets a trade off, but there's Vandal getting Kit Kats. And man, Mousesports is just swarming at the moment. Another for Vandal, who's having a great game.
They'll be joined by Hyper as Jiggy Jam Bandito is the last man up for Kore and also last man down. Not a single round for Kore so far this game.
Yep, not looking so great. They managed to get a few kills, but there's never really a chain of kills. It's never like, oh, we got so close to winning that round. It's more like, hey, we picked off a few people before they just slaughtered us all. And I mean, I hate to say that. I hate to be down on a team like not doing so great, but I mean, I also got to be honest and realistic with this. This is unfortunately a bit of a massacre here at the moment, and we're not seeing just a ton of changes. Interestingly, England's going to go, I'll try Maverick since you're just going to be Blitz. That's fine. Switching up there.
They can just cycle in and out.
That must have been an important IGL call.
Yes, he wants the operator this time around. Also, just a subtle plug to the fact that Mouz does indeed have a team skin in the game. A bit of a crime that we've only gotten to see Mouz on one defensive round, and that's because the Mouz skin happens to be on the K1A of Vigil.
Yeah.
So you can pick that up, 300 R6 credits for the gun skin, or 270 if you have the season's pass.
And to help you out, it is a little difficult to find in the menus. You have to kind of scroll down to the... Yeah, I'm assuming they didn't. You have to scroll down a bit and the bundles get towards the bottom to find it.
That is correct.
So if you're having trouble finding it, we want your money, so please find that.
It's important to know because a lot of people wonder why should they purchase it? You know, why does it cost actual real money? It's because there's a revenue sharing program that was instituted by Ubisoft, where teams that have access to the pilot program skins, the 10 Pro League teams, a percent of that money that is collected by Ubisoft is directly put into esports, and in particular, the Invitational. So, very similar to other tournament organizations, the prize pool of the Invitational will increase in line with the amount of money that is spent on the Pro League bundles, as well as these team skins. So you've got 10 teams that have weapon skins in the game. Mouz happens to be one of those on the K1A of Vigil. And of course, for 600 Rainbow6 credits, or 540 if you have the Season's Pass, you can get the Mouz charm that is universal. Skins may not be universal, but the charm is. So you can use the charm on every single gun.
And it's not just, you know, for the revenue stream, they also look quite nice.
They do look really nice. They're some of the nicest in the game. And here's Hyper getting Legless Legolas to start things off, only 30 seconds in. Horatio holding the rare Ella shotgun. Now, I think it's kind of funny because Ella's Scorpion has been such a good gun, but her shotgun is also statistically quite strong. And he will get a kill with this. Takes down Vert, but there's Hyper with 2 more under Horatio and Canadian Girl. Paul with 3 kills at the moment. Only needs 2 more to complete the whole set.
Well, we are looking dangerously close to another 6-0 here as it goes down to a 4v2 situation where
the irony of Jiggy Jam Bandito missing the Twitch drone while having the Twitch drone charm on his gun.
Maybe it's because it's his nemesis.
Maybe he just, it's a real nuisance here.
He's like, I hate that thing. I'm going to put the charm on my gun.
He's been bamboozled too many times.
Yeah.
So he puts it on his gun. Who knows?
Yeah. Unfortunately, they also didn't put on one of their Rook armors, so that must be why they're losing right now.
So, Kit Kats and Jiggy Jam Bandito, last 2 left for Kore with just about 90 seconds to go. This has been a very quick pace that Mouz has set. Poppy Vandal, gone. Jiggy Jam Bandito is there, but Hyper with 4 kills. Can he catch them all? There's Beastly stealing the ace from Hyper at the last second. 4K, 4 Hyper, 5 in a row for Mouz, and match point, series point, Kore 1 round away from their journey through DreamHack Montreal coming to an end.
Well, this could be the last round, but it doesn't have to be if they can manage to push back. The halftime switch here gives them some opportunity to play things a little bit differently. We definitely know Mouz are very strong on attack on this map. We don't know what their defense is like, as you mentioned earlier. We have not seen them play this map in Pro League. I don't believe they played it in US Nationals either, although it could be wrong in that I don't have it in front of me. But nonetheless, it's still definitely some possibility here for this to work. Vertical's still going to be being his cheeky self. He is one of the first teams to play it to play Caveira there in Pro League. In this case, though, he's going to try it again, see if he can get some more fun out of it. They are going to start an Aviator game. Is that something we were talking about earlier?
I just want to see an interrogation.
Yeah.
People thought that my name was in relation to interrogation, and it's not.
It could be.
It's not.
You can change that now.
No, now it's just Intero. It used to be Intero Bang, and people used to be like, oh, is that in relation to an interrogation? No. If you don't know what an Intero Bang is, Google it. It's a punctuation mark.
You're Intero Talks now, though.
Well, my Twitter handle's Intero Talks. I just go by Intero now.
Yeah, it's shorter.
Or Parker, if you're Michael.
Well, you could have gone by Legolas, but you missed that boat.
That is quite the handle. I'm privileged. I am privileged to be able to say that name over and over
That's
again.
why we have the BYOC.
Just in case anybody's curious as to why he shoots out that panel before putting down the Evil Eye. Evil Eyes are bulletproof, but the surfaces that you put them down on may not be. So if you put an Evil Eye on a soft wall and you shoot out the soft wall, the Evil Eye will break. So if you put it down on that shelving unit and they shoot the wood behind it, you don't need to use any utility to take care of the Evil Eye, as the wood will break and the Evil Eye will break with it.
Probably
so there you have it. There you go, just in case anyone's curious. England busted out the P90. This is a gun that has seen a bit more usage outside of Pro League just because of the recoil changes. It's not as unmanageable as it used to be.
And an interesting point, just related to that, England was the only one, I think, to get really any kills with the Doc shotgun.
He did on Bank in the finals at Gamescom.
That was fun.
I think that was a missed...
yeah, I believe it was an accident.
As both Kickstar and, vertical, so long, farewell. The Caveira will get nothing on the board as Canadian Girl just looked to be shooting through a barricade. Not sure how well timed that was, but ends up getting a kill from it.
Oh, that will be...
You take what you can get.
Yeah. Take the...
Whether it's planned or not, you take what you can get.
We'll see if they can get any more. They are going to run the Maverick as well themselves. Not sure they're going to get a whole lot out of that, but Aviator Games, again, is one of the bomb sites where you can get some mileage out of that if they get to that point. They also brought the Habana with it. No thermite or anything like that, but this is going to be a tough push here because this is their last round. They're going to have to play somewhat carefully, but they also need to use some aggression when they can. When they have the information on where they're at, they need to be aggressive in terms of trying to get those picks because there are a lot of players isolated. They can take advantage of that. If they play it too slow and cautious, they'll miss those opportunities. And then England going down, they just need to finish that job before anyone can pick up. He is Doc, though. He doesn't need a friend. He just can do it himself. And that's unfortunate for them. They could not finish that job.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. And there you have England will probably overheal himself as he just army crawls his way backwards. That was Horatio, whose full name I don't know if I can say on a broadcast, so we'll just continue on with Horatio. But a nice shot from the IQ in what has been a long, drawn-out affair, but an aggressive peek from Vandal around the corner as the Habana of Kit Kats will be no more, and that's the first death for Kore to even us out with a minute to go. So you'd see Mouz will set that brisk pace, usually get in, start killing within 30 to 45 seconds. It takes a little bit longer here, and Mouz being very patient.
Well, they did lose their only hard breacher, and there goes a nice kill there, and that's the other hard breacher. I was gonna say their only, I mean, I keep calling Maverick not a hard breacher, he is, but he's down as well, yeah.
And Vandal just in a powerful position, but will not get a third kill, as Horatio will be able to square things off. England gotten a kill in the meantime, just in the background, which means that Horatio and the Capitan still left. We'll see what England can do here. Is it looked like Jigsaw or Jiggy Jam? I keep wanting to say Jigsaw. I keep wanting to say it, but it doesn't really matter. England is there, gets 2 kills, and that'll be it. Mouz taking it 6-0.
Let's at least give it to them on that last round. That was probably like the closest.
Jiggy Jam Bandito might be a better name than Legless Legolas.
Yeah. That's the real competition.
I think so. Who is the best name of the bunch?
I was thinking about trying to analyze or think about the game the whole time, but the only thing I could actually catch throughout the broadcast was you calling out their names. So great job on actually with the tongue twister names, too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And then the complimentary handshake here is I think might be our only 12-0 so far.
Actually, yeah. Now that we think about it, or I'm trying to look back, if we look at the results from the BYOC teams coming into yesterday, everybody scored at least 1 round as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, now Mouz can say they're better than Rogue.
I don't know if Mouz can say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mouz can say that.
Yeah.
We'll see what they can accomplish. So Mouz will live to fight another day. Kore's journey comes to an end. Mouz still has 1 more game to play, though, to see if they can make it. And I believe Chaos is going to be their opponent, so that'll be
Correct.
a rematch.
That's going to be their revenge rematch, rather, where they actually fail to actually get a single map out of Chaos in that series.
And we'll see. That was still pretty decently close, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
The first match was very close. The second map wasn't quite as close. I think that was more definitive for Chaos, but...
Even Chaos today didn't look as good when you were actually watching that match today. So.
Unfortunately, I mean, I had high hopes for them after their victory yesterday, but it didn't work out.